Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nelles, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee, on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
Happy midday and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. My name is Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder, and it is my honor. It is my privilege. I should probably mute my computer. He's the one, the only, the kicker. We are back together. Mason Crosby.
Look at this. We can go like across the thing, high-fiving on YouTube. That was pretty awesome. You don't see that every day, folks. That's something very unique to the Verizon store here at Brookfield. We're having a great show. We got a great lineup. Unfortunately, we got to start with this Brewers talk, which is going to be a bummer.
Yep.
But we're going to have Andy Brady jumping on. Clay Matthews is stopping by.
Wait, Clay Matthews?
Clay Matthews. Tommy already gave him a big hug in the studio. I heard it was awkward. He held on a little too long.
Tommy lifted Clay up.
That's crazy because Clay is the one who squeezed my butt. So I didn't even do anything.
He's known to do that. You got to watch out for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles. We are at the Verizon store on Blue Mountain Road in Brookfield. We are thrilled to be here. Verizon doing tons of great stuff in our community, and they can help you with your cell phone bill and your cell phone plan. And Mason, it's just great to be with you, even though our Brewers are down 3-0. There's still a silver lining because you are in Wisconsin.
Yeah, we get to be hanging out. Oh, yeah, we got all the Verizon store employees. Yeah, they're ready to roll, taking care of everybody. But yeah, Molly and I were down in Kohler, or I guess up in Kohler.
Right. You're not in Green Bay anymore,
Up in Kohler. Where am I?
Now, yeah.
So we were up in Kohler having a good time. We did we actually recorded a wine podcast this morning.
Any rosé?
We did not have rosé. We had a Grenache, Sauvignon Blanc, and a Cab. Just a little taste, but it was great. It was with Hamel wine, which they are they're actually not from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Always thought they were.
Yeah.
From California or lived there, but they all came to the University of Wisconsin.
All right.
And our Badgers.
Check it out.
They have their Badger on the wine bottles, but always great being back in this great state. And I feel like just delaying as long as possible to talk about this Brewers. I'm like, do we have to talk about this Brewers team? I was watching yesterday before we went to a dinner, and I'm just like, man, they don't look like themselves,
right?
And they just feel outmatched, which they haven't felt that way all season,
right? No,
and so you got another chance. You can go back out tonight, try to keep this thing alive. What do you think their chances are in that space?
I'm gonna delay that conversation.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about last night before we get to whether this series can extend or not.
Where we're at,
because I gotta talk about the Miz. We're going to talk about all the things that have gone wrong and all the questions we have. But Miz was fantastic last night. And again, I don't want to look to next year and what a performance like last night can mean to him moving forward. But just in a vacuum last night, for him to step up the way he did, give them innings, get the strikeouts. I know there were shadows, and Murph said that neither team hit the ball hard between the second and the sixth inning because nobody could see. But you know what? For the Miz to do what he did after going through his rough patch toward the end of the season, what can you say about this kid?
Yeah, you just got to give him props. I mean, he had total command yesterday in that game. And
every pitch.
Yeah, he just seemed really confident. Again, this whole time and through these playoffs, I love his energy. Mm-hmm. I know there's been people it's the third inning. Why? It's the guy is playing in the Major League Baseball postseason. And he brings that childlike energy and that youthful energy. And it's great. And I think it almost feels though like the rest of this Brewers team at times through this postseason has lost some of that juice, right? So the Miz, he tried to bring it. He pitched a great game. I think I texted y'all I think they left him in one batter too many.
They probably did.
It was just kind of all right, that was kind of the end of his run.
Yep.
stretched him one more, and then all that stuff kind of, it kind of unraveled there. Just the one inning.
Yeah.
It was just a one inning of, some decent hitting, some weird things that happened.
Right.
And they were able to score a couple runs.
I think they wanted to eke just a little more out of him.
Understandable.
But it definitely happens. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Fan talk and text line. 414-677-1250 if you want to jump in. Your thoughts on last night's game, what you're worried about, what you're concerned about, and to Mason's point about this team not feeling quite right. I take issue with people who say like, oh, well, they're yes, they're slumping.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're choking necessarily. I think there's a difference there.
No.
Like, I think they're still giving full effort, but I think the moment might be a little big for them, even though they made the playoffs last year and they made an elimination game. They were in that game 3. They were winning in the 9th inning against the Mets and Pete Alonso. We all remember what happened there. And so I'm a little surprised that they haven't been able to use that experience into this series, and that they have, it feels like, let the moment overwhelm them a little bit.
Yeah, the Dodgers just like watching like maturity of team.
Yeah.
Like you're just watching a Dodgers team that is just mature top to bottom. And it's just like you can just kind of feel their presence at the plate on defense. I mean, the pitching staff, like it feels slightly different. It's like hard to explain, but like just being in those spaces, you can just kind of feel the maturity on that Dodgers side. And there's
professionalism in a way.
There's just something about this Brewers team in this series, especially where like even at bat, like watching some of the guys, like they just seem like their eyes are a little big.
Yep.
They're not above the moment. They're not just saying like, all right, this moment, it's the postseason, all that. Like we're just going to stick to our. Like it feels a little big for them.
Like I feel like
which is weird, because they've had some experience.
If they were lining up for a game-winning kick in Dallas, like I don't know that I'd trust this.
You wouldn't trust it,
yeah. Now Mason Crosby, I would trust him
for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
So I want to talk about Christian Yelich specifically.
I know,
because he's getting crushed by the fans.
Yeah,
and we all agree he's slumping. Like he can't. He's got one hit, and it was that little dribbler that he had in the first inning, which. We thought maybe that gets it going though.
Yeah, it just
like
needs to actually
seeing it. It's like a basketball player. Like you see the ball go through the hoop.
You're like, okay.
Even if you're in a slump, even if it's just a layup.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to see that ball go through the hoop. We thought maybe that base hit would do it. Then he strikes out his next 3 times. Like, how do you explain a guy who's a veteran, who's done it before for so long in the regular season, has had ups and downs with injuries, has struggled in the playoffs consistently over the past few years, but he just. Do you think he's in his head? Do you think he's trying too hard? Because he, more than anybody, loves Milwaukee, loves giving back to the community, loves representing what Milwaukee's all about. And, man, he's just not getting it done on the field.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a piece of that where it's like you start pressing so hard to get a hit, to be the guy that steps up and makes this thing, turns this thing for the Brewers and turns it into a winning series and all of those things. If you write that story and have that narrative, and you don't just go out and play ball the way you've done it the whole season. I mean, the guy had he ended up with 29 home runs and
29 home runs on the season,
100 RBIs. Like, I mean, the guy had an unbelievable year. So you're not in this point without him,
right?
But it's just unfortunate. He just hasn't shown up in these big games and been the guy that you can rely on. I mean, who are the guy? Like, you got to think this in the series. It's been Churrio's like pretty much it. Terang has not done a lot.
Jake Bauers.
Bauers has been a guy.
So I know Bauers has done some but I did tweet last night that it seems like the lefties are broken.
Yeah.
Like, and specifically Yelich, Terang, and Frelick.
Yeah, Frelick.
Like, they just seem off their game. Terang's really, I know he hit the ball a couple times at least last night. He didn't strike out as much as he had, but they seem off. I will throw Durbin in there as well as a guy who's done. I mean, he had a couple hits last night.
Yeah, he had a good night.
We all know he's a dog.
Yeah.
But it's like, when you have, it's so weird because the way the lineup is lefty righty. It's like every other hitter is like the null set.
Yeah.
It's like dividing by 0. You can't win when you have guys who just every other hitter, you're giving the other team automatic outs.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the lefties have been a little bit off. It's just going back to Yelich. I was just even thinking about one of the at-bats he had yesterday where I think it might have been his second or third, and the pitch he chased when he struck out. Like it's almost like he almost couldn't help himself.
Right.
It was just like, and it wasn't even like a cut. It was just kind of like,
and it wasn't even
threw
a good
the bat
pitch.
at it. Yeah, it's like, so that to me is, it feels like there's something more than just like being in a slump where you're swinging for the fence, you're trying to hit home, you're trying to do the thing, and you just, pitchers are pitching good against you, or you're just not getting it done. Like he is off with mechanic, like just how he's trying to approach it. And again, I think it probably comes from trying to lead this team to victory, trying to lead them to a point, and then
he wants it
and then
so
you just
badly.
put that weight on you, and it ends up crippling you. You have to find something where in those biggest moments you become like a quieter, like simpler version of yourself.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And really uncomplicated, because if you try really hard in those moments, all it does is tense you up.
Yep.
And that's what he looks like at the plate. Those swings don't look free.
No.
They look like he's trying to hit that ball, and it's very tense, very locked up.
He's trying to do too much, and you can only do what you can do in an at bat. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're at the Verizon store on Blue Mound Road in Brookfield today. Clay Matthews is going to be here after 2. He'll probably be here a little bit before 2 on the radio, but then he'll be doing some pictures and some autographs after that. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line. 414-677-1250. Find us on Twitter at CrosbyKicks2. That's number 2. At Thunder MKE. Ashby starts again last night, and now Brewers fans are like, "Why didn't you, just start him the rest of it? Like, start him tonight, and if they win tonight, start him in Game 6." Like, it's the plan was to go to him for an inning and then have Miz pitch.
Yeah,
and that's what happened. I mean, he pitched 2/3 of an inning. He didn't even get through the first inning. But it's, I think a lot of fans are also complaining that Murph is just being a little too cute with this. Like yes, you don't have pitchers who can go 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like Miz can go 4+.
Yeah.
Quintana, we don't even know. I mean, Quintana pitched 4 and said he could go way more.
Yeah.
And assuming he starts or at least pitches tonight, maybe maybe McGill opens.
Yeah.
And then Quintana comes in. We don't know what's going to happen tonight.
I would love to see McGill.
Yeah.
McGill.
But what, I don't know. I don't know what message it sends. Like, I think they're all in it together.
Yeah.
But I still think it's like weird that they keep going back to Ashby and that they keep using him. And clearly last night it didn't work. I mean, he gives up a fluke triple, but then a hammered on the double, and you're down 1-0 like that.
Whenever you're playing a team too, like the Dodgers, that has put out 3 starting pitchers, and they've all gone 6+ innings, right? And it's like Glasnow was the worst of them,
right? Easily,
and he still had
and he was still
fine.
He still struck out a ton.
I mean, guy's 6'8". Like, I mean, that ball's like he's literally touching the plate whenever he releases it. I know, and it's so tough. But yeah, it was. I just the Dodgers plan just seems, again, it feels more thought out, more professional. Like just this mature plan of action.
Yeah.
And this Brewers team, where through the regular season, I don't know if they did this as much. Like, it feels just a little it
feels like they did
put together. Yeah. Instead of like, all right, this is our plan. We're going to keep plodding along. It looks like they're grasping straws a little bit, which has to feel odd for Pat Murphy and for this team whenever they've just literally done the same thing week in and week out, game in and game out.
So I have a theory for you. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles, and ball. Like, what the feeling is in a locker room. We've talked about Ashby starting and what Miz can do and what other, and that, Woody being hurt affects this. And, But with that said, the pitching hasn't been the problem. The hitting's been the problem.
Exactly.
So my question to you is, with Woody being hurt and with the, not really having starters beyond Peralta, knowing that pitching isn't the problem, but can those things affect the hitters? Like, can that affect the mentality of a team when you know that, like, the pitching staff is in this weird place and you have bullpen games and Woody's hurt and Priester had a bad outing and you're not getting quite the pitching you thought you were going to get coming into the playoffs? Can that affect the team in its entirety, and especially the hitting, where it's like, yes, pitching hasn't been the problem, even with all the pitching mess, it's worked out, but could that be something that affects the bigger picture?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, again, if you're just like comparing the Dodgers to the Brewers in this series. Like, think about the Dodgers, like, and their starting and their pitchers,
right?
And think about the mindset of the rest of the team when you're at bat, or you're at, like, and your first 2 games, your pitchers are going 8-9 innings,
right?
They're going 8 innings, and it's just like, that they are going to come back out and they're going to deal. So if you don't get a hit, or if you, like, it frees you up to go out and just be your best version. I think that's why the Brewers
if you're a Dodger hitter.
If you're a Dodger hitter.
Yeah.
So yes. So on the other side for the Brewers,
your guys got it.
Yeah. So the Brewers are saying, like, well, point. we are going to go with a lot of different pitchers. Yep. We don't know how long they're going to get necessarily each time. If they get shelled or if they get a couple hits on them, then we're changing it up. So I feel like that that mentality for a Brewers batter for the offense is, we need to try to get hits. We need to try to get runs. And then you're pressing. You're swinging at things that you don't feel good about. Like, look at a pitch. If you just don't like it, like, you don't have to swing it. It's like, all right, let's just be calculated and let's go out there and make it happen. But
do what you did for 162.
Yeah, I just feel like they are chasing, because maybe some of it is the mentality that, like, we have to try to get something done, because we're not sure how long our pitchers can hold on for.
What was the most field goals you missed in a game?
Oh, you reading this?
Is that you? Did you miss 5?
That's me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 920
Well, there's 5 kicks.
Yeah. It's almost like when a Green Bay
field goals are different than extra points. All right, everyone, we know this.
It's almost like when a Green Bay Packers kicker missed 5 field goals in Detroit. This Brewers team just needs to overcome things and go out swinging.
Just bounce back. I kicked the game winner in the next week.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
and it's again, if I had gone and I had, like, looked at all those misses, and I had to like got tense and been just like, oh my gosh, I got to do so many things different.
Yep.
Like, I might have not played any more football. So I just said, you lock back in, you go back to the basics, you take care of it, do the process, and then you go out and you kick a game winner in the next game against the 49ers. So
that's right.
Yeah, it is part of being a pro. Like, getting in a slump, being, like, off a little bit. Those will happen. Like, you're a professional, but you are human. Like, we are not robots. So we have to find a way to bounce back. And who knows? This could be one of the greatest comebacks we ever see by the Brewers, coming back from 3 games down. Tommy doesn't agree, but Tommy doesn't have any faith.
That's right. From your mouth to God's ears, Mason. We've got so much going on our show. We don't even have enough time to be on our own show talking some Brewers baseball. We've got Mikey Henninger from Basement Brewed Fantasy Football coming up for our quick questions. We're going to make that a quick segment today. So if you have any fantasy football questions, get them in 414-677-1250. Or if anybody here at the Verizon store on Blue Mountain in Brookfield has any fantasy football questions, we got our fantasy football expert coming up next. We'll then talk a little bit about Thursday Night Football, the old versus the old.
Yeah,
the third time in the history, 40 versus 40.
Is that the third time?
And the first 2 was Brady versus Breeze, because they met twice.
Also,
last season.
Aaron Rodgers leads the NFL in passing touchdowns now. Just saying.
Well, relax.
He's a dog.
They played Thursday.
Well.
They played an extra game.
And he had 2 interceptions in that game.
And he got tackled by his own teammate. Yeah. We'll get into that. We'll talk about the keys to what the Brewers need to do tonight. We'll talk about the Packers coming up this Sunday,
I guess we can talk
in Arizona.
a little bit.
Andy Brady, our Verizon, he's like the president and CEO of everything we hold dear when it comes to Verizon. You love it. You love it. Everything.
CEO. He always says CEO.
CMO,
You're going to get him.
You're CAO. You're the
president.
Chief Awesome Officer. Yeah, CAO, Chief Awesome Officer, right there. And then Clay Matthews will join us as well. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. You are listening to the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of our Green Bay Packers. This is the Mason and Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. My name is Mitch Nelles. He is Mason Crosby, a.k.a. the Kicker. Tommy Wirtz's big head in the screen there, too. Nice job making that camera a little bit smaller.
Thank you.
We are at the Verizon store in Brookfield. We are on Bluemount. It is getting crowdeder and crowdeder. Yep. Yeah, I said that's a word. Because it's crowded, so it's getting crowdeder and crowd. Yeah, that's a word. That's like Jay Crowder.
Jameson
right?
Crowder. Yes.
Yeah, Jameson Crowder. Yeah,
come
on. We know all the good words. Brewers play the Dodgers tonight at 7:38. Mariners and Blue Jays will play before that. We'll keep our eye on that. And do we have Mikey? All right, we got
here.
Yeah, joining us now from Basement Brewed Fantasy Football. Mikey, I didn't get a text yesterday during the day to pick up Joe Flacco. Like I did not get that text. I thought I thought you liked me, bro.
I thought you were boys.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, no, that wasn't going to be a text that I would send out. Sometimes your biggest miss is the one that you just don't even bother sending. Yeah,
that's fair.
Did you enjoy the icy hot bowl yesterday?
I didn't see 1 second of it because I'm so into Brewers baseball. But I do want to let you know that in one of my fantasy leagues, I'm losing right now 0 to -4 because I had Pittsburgh's defense.
Oh, gross.
I thought Pittsburgh's defense would actually be okay against Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I was wrong on that one, Mikey.
Yeah. I mean, you're starting in a hole, but you know what, man? You didn't make a bad call. Pittsburgh would have been on the list this week for sure. So it's just sometimes fantasy football gonna fantasy football on you.
Hey, Tommy, did you sit Jamar Chase? Or
you benched Jamar Chase.
Is he still starting for you?
I did not.
Okay.
You just almost made Mikey have a heart attack.
I know. Mikey was like, what happened?
I actually had both Jamar Chase and Jalen Warren in the starting lineup yesterday. So I had a nice day yesterday. I had a nice day.
Yeah.
I had Aaron on the bench. Yeah, well, I mean,
who's your starter?
I had Drake May.
Okay.
He was better last week. I had Aaron on the bench. I didn't even think to put him up, but he proved me wrong. He might be on IR now. He did get murdered by his offensive lineman, so I'm sure he's going to have a little discussion with his team after that one. I'm too old to be tackled after plays. Yeah, not happy.
Mikey Henninger, Basement Brewed Fantasy Football, basementbrewedff.com. Is Flacco somebody that you could? I mean, I know we don't really believe in backup quarterbacks in fantasy football in leagues where you only have one starter. But if you have leagues where you have two starters, is Flacco worth being a guy right now?
Oh, yeah. Two quarterback leagues for sure. I mean, say what you will about Joe Flacco, but the dude flings the ball around and he gets fantasy points. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where he can take a bad team like the Bengals and make them at least fun for fantasy football purposes. So yeah, I'll stop short of using him in a 1 quarterback league, but absolutely in a 2 quarterback or a super flex league for sure.
Well, think about since he's been there now, it's like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are actually playing wide receiver for the Bengals.
They're getting numbers now.
It's like he just forced the ball to Chase yesterday. It was just like, all right, we're going to get – what do you have, like 20 targets?
It was 23
targets.
That's insane.
That's insane.
And that's the idea, too. We saw glimpses of that with Joe Flacco back in, 2023 with the Browns where he was peppering David Njoku at the time. Amari Cooper, I think, was having some big days. So, if there's one thing we know about Joe Flacco, he gets his guys the ball. And when you got Jamar Chase on one side, T. Higgins on the other, that's usually a recipe for success no matter who's playing quarterback.
Nice. And Mikey Henninger, Basement Brewed Fantasy Football, joining us. 3:25 on Sunday. Our Packers are in Arizona. I don't know if we know who's starting at quarterback for Arizona. I don't know that it matters. But on the Packers side of things, whether Christian Watson plays this week or not, when he does come back, how do you expect that to hit the wide receiver numbers on a team where it's already been hard to have, it's hard to trust those Packers receivers in fantasy football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a good problem to have in real life. Like, it's a good thing for the Packers, but it's not a good thing for fantasy football, right? I mean, right now, Romeo Doubs is the only one giving you any type of fantasy football relevance whatsoever. I mean, Matthew Golden is definitely trending in the right direction. It's only a matter of time.
I was going to say he's getting there.
He's getting there. it's only a matter of time before he really pops. But I mean, you add Christian Watson to the mix, and now all of those guys are very boom or bust, and even more so with Christian Watson in the mix. So I'm excited about it as a Packers fan. I'm not excited about it as a fantasy football analyst.
Well, who are you looking at in some of the games? Who are some of the surprise picks that you might be throwing out there for people to go chasing?
Well, it depends what we're talking about. I mean, if we're trying to take guys off of the waiver wire, here, one name I'm looking at that's super out there. If you're in a deeper league and you're just desperate for somebody at wide receiver, Tutu Atwell is a little bit sneaky at wide receiver this week with no Puka Nacua.
Oh, with Nacua out, right.
Nakua's out. Possible shootout with the Jaguars. The Jaguars are allowing the 7th most fantasy points per game, 2 wide receivers. Now, that could easily be Jordan Whittington in that spot. 5 out of the 6 games this year, Jordan Whittington has outsnapped Tutu Atwell, but in the last game, before Tutu Atwell got hurt, Atwell had outsnapped Whittington, and he was coming on strong. So that's kind of a deeper play, but it really depends on how deep you want to get with some of these, Mason. We can keep it high level, or we can really dive in.
I love the deep dive.
I like the Tutu Atwell pick.
I feel like my fantasy team is just schizophrenic because I'm doing horrible, and it's just kind of a buddy league, so it's nothing like high level. Sure. But I mean, I'm on run St. Brown. I have T. Higgins. I have Waddle. I have McCaffrey. I have Charbonnet. I have Goddard. I have Dobbins.
So you need a second running back. It sounds like
I literally cannot win games. So
with that team, you should be winning it.
I know.
Well, how many teams are in the league?
10.
10. Okay.
I mean, I feel like that squad is loaded, and I just I don't know what's going on. My matchups just keep failing me. So do I stay the course, or do I just blow this whole thing up? I mean, I'm more of a chaos factory whenever it comes to
trades,
fantasy,
man.
but yeah.
I mean, that's really tough to say. The first thing I would want to say is click on the points allowed category, and if you're leading the league in points allowed, you got to shore up that defense a little bit. But no, man, I think it's the sort of thing where you just kind of have to stay the course. I mean, it can never hurt to throw guys on the trading block. You can always send that out there and say, hey, this player is available for trade. What are we thinking?
Yeah, he's given up the most points in his league.
Is he really? Okay. Yeah. I mean,
so he's just had bad matchups.
Yeah, that's
bad matchups, man. Yep.
That's one of those where you just pour a double shot of whiskey and, count your other blessings.
I mean, I've given up 100 points more than the next lowest.
Yeah, I mean,
how am I running into these juggernauts? Like, come on now.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where there's not really much you can do. You're gonna have to get Ray Lewis in the locker room and give those guys a pep talk because they're giving up way too much.
All right. So yeah, just got to get everybody on the same page. It's a management thing. I understand.
Yeah. Mikey Hedinger, Basement Brood Fantasy Football, basementbroodff.com. I wanted to ask about Patrick Mahomes because, a few years ago, Patrick Mahomes was the absolute stud in fantasy football. And then he kind of came back to the pack. His last 3 weeks, he's been back to stud, plus play. Do you think that the Chiefs will keep have they refound something on offense that could stay the rest of the season?
Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes was by far my most drafted quarterback this year coming into the season because he was at such a discount. You were getting this guy in the 5th, 6th round sometimes.
Yep.
And it didn't really make sense in the summer, right? Because he's still Patrick Mahomes, right? The multi-year MVP, still one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. He's getting Rashee Rice back. There's just a lot to like here. So his success this year has not been at all surprising. And we're only just in the beginning, guys. He's averaging 24.5 fantasy points per game. And now he's about to add Rashee Rice, which is that's one of the probably a top 10, top 15 wide receiver in football, especially when you put him in that offense. It's if you have Patrick Mahomes, you're hang on to him because it's only going to get better from here. Well, maybe not better. It's hard to beat 24.5 fantasy points per game, but it's looking like it's going to be a top 3 year for Patrick Mahomes for sure.
Love it. I love it. So, hey, what's we did our picks yesterday, but what's your prediction for that Packers Cardinals game this weekend?
I mean, they're favored by 7. We still don't know who's going to be playing quarterback on the other side. I'll call it 27-20 Green Bay.
Everybody's picking 27, right? That's their number.
Yeah, that's their number right now.
Yeah,
they scored 27 in all their wins.
Their projected total right now, according to Vegas Sportsbook, is 25-26, which is such an awkward number in football. So I'm just going to round that up to 27 and take the over, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. And the over-under for the game is 44.5. So you think it'll go over just by a smidge. That number is at 7 now. I know yesterday when we picked it was 6.5. It is up to 7 at the sports book at the Potawatomi Casino and Hotel. Mikey, real quick, how can we find all your stuff? How do we, I know what time does your Sunday morning podcast happen? Your live that we can jump in on?
8 a.m. Central. That's on YouTube. I'm also, I didn't even know this, but I'm also told it's live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Like, I didn't even know those, but YouTube is the main spot. 8 a.m. Central every single Sunday. And I'll actually be flying solo this week. So it might get a little bit chaotic, but it'll be fine. We'll be good.
I love as Mason told you, we love chaos here on the Mason Crosby Show. So
so you try to you'll be on 30 minutes before that Rams Jaguars game, huh? There,
So I'll try and prioritize any
questions.
Get on. Yeah, I'll try and prioritize any questions that people have about the Rams and Jaguars, but sometimes it can be tough to sort through all the comments and figure out who's asking which ones are more urgent.
Who's asking for what specific team? Yeah.
Like Tutu Atwell or Matthew Golden.
Who's start? Man. Dude, honestly, it's a gross answer, but I would probably just ride the upside of Tutu Atwell in that scenario.
I like it.
All right. It's more of a shootout. I mean, it's definitely not as good of a floor. Like, it could totally bust and he could put up 0, but I mean, it's a potential shootout. Jaguars give up plenty of points to wide receivers. There's a lot to like about Tutu Atwell. Yeah.
BasementBroodFF.com, BasementBroodFF.com. Connect with Mikey on all the socials. Watch him Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Mikey, thanks so much for jumping on. We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Go Pack, go. And go Brewers.
All right, appreciate it. All the above. That's
Let's
right.
Get it.
Yes. Yep. Need it. That is Mikey Henninger, Basement Brood Fantasy Football, and answering all of our questions. Remember, he can answer your questions as well on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. If you have questions for this week, well, then you got to go to basementbroodff.com and ask him on his website. We got to get it. We got to get into game 4.
Yeah.
Well, we got to win game 4 before we can get to game 5.
We need. And then we don't want Tommy to have to go to that Badgers game. So
no.
Yeah, let's get this.
We do not want it to suffer through a 62 to negative 4. Could the Badgers score -4?
If
tomorrow?
any team can, it's the Wisconsin Badgers.
-4 rushing yards, possibly.
That is true. That is true. We will talk a little Brewers game 4, a little Badgers, and we'll turn our attention to the football game in Arizona going on Sunday. Packers and the Cardinals, 3:25. But we've had so much baseball recently that I am so used to saying first pitch. Yeah. I want to say first kick is at 3:25. It's
kick it off.
Right.
Let's go.
Kickoff.
Yeah.
Is at 3:25. First kick. Can we? Yeah, I don't know.
That's at 8:30 out in London.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. It's a soccer space. Yeah. First kick.
Have you been not playing, but have you been as a fan to an NFL game overseas?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
Is that on your list at some point? Does it have to be Packers?
It's not. That's not on my list. No.
I know you love London. You could double it up with a Walsall game.
If something worked out, yeah.
If you play a game in London at 8:30 on a Sunday, is it still not called first pitch?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like it took us a sec.
Both of you at the same
time.
We both paused.
I froze. I was like, what?
Technical difficulties.
Buffering. We are the Mason Crosby Show. We are live at the Verizon store in Brookfield on Blue Mound Road, where it is getting packed here. Mason Crosby is here. Clay Matthews on his way. The Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. And, of course, Tommy's back in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. More Mason Crosby Show is next. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We are at the Verizon store in Brookfield on Blue Mound Road. We are here until 2 o'clock. Clay Matthews is supposed to be here around then. Mason and Clay are going to, I don't know, what do you guys juggle or something? Like, what do you guys do to amuse the crowd?
What are we doing?
Do you guys like throw the football around?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing it. Like, as soon as I'm done off the air, it's all Clay Matthews show.
Okay, so during the show it's you, and then after it's Clay.
Yeah, and Clay's going to do the
you have like a baton? You like hand him?
I guess, yeah. I'll just throw him into the crowd here. But yeah,
can we Lambo leap him? Can you and I like grab him on one on each side?
Should.
Just like throw him into a throng.
I think they should. He's probably. I don't know. I'm surprised he doesn't have like a throne over there or something for him.
That's
to sit in. Yeah.
When you have that hair, doesn't the throne just come with?
It should. They should have the throne.
They really should. We are here, and the Milwaukee Brewers are in Los Angeles. They are getting ready for Game 4 tonight at Chavez Ravine against the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani, I assume, batting leadoff. I know he is the starting pitcher.
That's crazy.
And it's like. So we just went through Snell and Yamamoto and Glasnow, and now we get Ohtani, yet another pitcher. Of those four, Yamamoto's the only one who pitched all year.
Yeah.
Like Snell had 4 months off. Glasnow had 3 months off. Ohtani didn't even pitch till halfway through the season. And talk about having the luxury of that. You don't need your best pitchers to pitch during the season.
Yeah.
You can stay afloat. You can win 90-plus games and then have your guys fresh for the playoffs. Isn't that cheating? That's a cheat code.
It feels like it. I mean, they just literally, just play the season. Mm-hmm. Just get through the season and get to the playoffs, and then you're just going to bring out your best stuff and get after everybody. Because
ridiculous
to think about what the Brewers did and dismantled the Dodgers during the regular season and what a difference it looks like now.
Yep.
Right? I mean, it looks like a completely different team and like a different product that is on the on the diamond there. And so, I don't know. It's weird, and I know that's like going to be a huge discussion moving forward, right? If Dodgers go and win another World Series,
right?
It's like is that conversation happening on?
Well, the economics of baseball is absolutely that conversation is definitely
the economics of baseball. Yeah, exactly. Like how are they going to have salary caps? Are they going to move to more of an NFL system where they're sharing revenue and things like that? But
and they have some of that stuff built in, but nowhere near
nothing like that.
And the NFL doesn't have local TV rights.
Yeah,
right. The Dodgers get $330 million a year. The Brewers get $30 million a year. That's a discrepancy that, like, I know somebody texted in to the morning show that Josh and I were doing this morning. They're like, well, the Brewers had their most merchandise ever sold this year. Well, if they sell 7 extra T-shirts and make $10 million, that doesn't make up $300 million on the TV side.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild, and that is the difference. And I mean, if that was the NFL's case as well, like, I mean, that would be probably the similar thing with Green Bay, right?
Right. Yes.
Like a small market, all those things. Like, you would have Dallas and all the New York teams and the LA teams would just be dominating all the TV deals, right? And then those like, and which, so I don't know. There's a give and take there. Like, I get it. It's negotiated and deals are done how they're done, but. At what point do you just try to make it like make more parity across? Yeah, right. But baseball is so different because of the amount of games you play.
Yes,
like parity in 162 games is like could be crazy if like you're winning 50% of your games. If everybody won 81, one of the best.
If everybody won between 75 and 85 games.
Yeah,
and exactly. It's like you're trying to even it out. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles. Can the Brewers win tonight?
I think they can. Yeah, I think they can. I think they. It's hard. It's hard to say, like, their bats should and could get hot again. I mean, they got some hits last night. Like, they did some things that were a little bit better. I think they just need to find a way to get, 2, 3, 4 runs in the first, 4 or 5 innings. Like, they need to try to jump on this Dodgers team and not plod along, because the Dodgers because they're mature, because like of the amount of money these guys make, like they know how to just be patient. Yeah. And they patiently await.
There's a professionalism.
It's a professionalism of like just you're patient, you're waiting, as soon as there's an opening, they pounce on it, and all of a sudden they're up 3-1, and it's like, oh my gosh, all right, now we're scrambling to come back from that. So I think this Brewers team needs to just relentlessly try to find a way to get out to a lead that the Dodgers have. It's
got to be a crooked number.
And try to,
right. It can't be 1-0.
No, you got to get out to a 3-4 run lead. And make this Dodgers team press a little bit to try to come back.
Totally agree. All right, we're going to switch gears at the top of the 1 o'clock hour, and we're going to talk Packers. But before we do that, let's touch on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
We saw it was a crazy game last night in Cincinnati. The whiteout worked.
Yes.
Yeah, they befuddled Aaron threw 2 interceptions. One I'd say was his fault. One was not.
Yeah. I didn't see both the interceptions. We were at dinner, and then
there was one that he threw over the middle, which was just a bad one. And then the other one, it wasn't.
And what does he have? He has 5 interceptions on the year.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last night.
Yeah,
so big game for
Still
Aaron.
A great night.
But since Pittsburgh wins last night,
imagine
if division's over.
Imagine if I had been kicking in that game. How many old guys would have been?
Oh my God, that would have been
Has
awesome.
there ever been 3 40+ year old guys in a game?
Ooh, that's a good question. A lot of people were talking. I heard earlier today. Calais Campbell is on the defensive line for the Cardinals, and he's like 39 now.
He's 39.
And he's like savvy, veteran savvy, right?
Yeah.
But the game last night. I mean, if Pittsburgh wins that game,
the
division's over.
The division's done.
And now even Baltimore has some. They're probably done. But the Potawatomi odds to win the division has Pittsburgh still the heavy favorite.
Yeah.
But then Baltimore second and Cincinnati third.
Really?
They still think that if Baltimore gets everything right,
Lamar Jackson comes back,
but their defense is still a mess, right?
I know. I mean, they were a mess to start this season, so it's not like all of a sudden that's going to just get better.
No.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, it's the Steelers' division to win.
Yeah.
They are the best team in that division. Even last night, I mean, they played.
Were they looking past the Bengals to the Packers?
I don't think so, but I mean, Aaron had a good game. They put up points. Bengals. I think Bengals with Joe Flacco.
Have they figured something
in the
out?
second half of the Packers game? They were figuring things out.
Well, he had
right?
175 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second half.
Exactly.
That clearly carried over.
Yeah. So and then the recipe for them is just he is a quarterback that will force a number 1 wide receiver the ball.
Yes.
He just is like blinders on Chase. I'm going to throw you the ball. If you're not there, I'm going to T. Higgins. And it works. And he how they designed it up. There was one I saw right when I flipped it on, Jamar Chase, should have had another catch, kind of ended up getting hooked and he only was able to get one hand out on the ball. Mm-hmm. Honestly thought he could have pulled it in, but it's literally just designing plays to force the ball to your playmakers.
Yeah.
And that's.
But we finally had a good Thursday night game. How often have we talked about the
They have to be division
most
games.
of the time?
They have to be these
these
close-knit division games.
Right, because when you have random teams playing each other, it's like they don't know each other. And Thursday night's a tough, short week.
Yeah, exactly.
We see a lot of bad football on Thursday nights. At least on the offensive side of the ball, last night was a fun game.
It was great. Yeah, I thought it was a fun environment. Obviously, I love the themes of Thursday night games. That is probably the one good thing.
The whiteouts,
and you do alternate jerseys and things like that. But I think Thursday night games should always be in division, kind of like some of your closest travel.
Yeah.
So it just, let's not try to stress out these teams all the way through the season.
Make it a close, not a like you said. Don't make it a big travel game.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it close to home, whether it's the division or a close team to get to.
Yeah.
We've got a lot coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. We're going to break down Packers, Cardinals. Andy Brady, the CAO, the Chief Awesome Officer of Verizon, is going to join us. Clay Matthews is going to join us. If we can sneak in Mason's extra points, we will get to that as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Molly will come on for my extra points.
She'll throw a couple elbows.
Yeah, exactly.
She'll work her way in. We are at the Verizon store in Brookfield on Blue Mound Road. It is packed. The crowd is here. There's Charles Woodson jersey, a lot of Clay Matthews jerseys here, some Aaron Rodgers I saw as well. People are ready for this, and we are ready for it too. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles. The Mason Crosby Show is presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, live from the Wisconsin. Well, Tommy's live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We are at Verizon in Brookfield. Let's talk some Packers next.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nelles, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee, on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. My name is Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. We are at the Verizon store in Brookfield on Blue Mound Road. There's still plenty of room here. Clear backpacks are being handed out to the crowd right now. Those are great to bring to games.
Because they have
those,
games?
Yeah, they have those rules that you can't walk in with a bag unless it's clear.
Yeah.
So those are great ones.
So that's the kind of stuff that's difficult for me because I never had to do that.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
Molly probably knows all
bring
about
whatever
that.
I want.
Right.
Yeah, into that place.
Well, you get to drive right into the underneath.
Yeah.
And
Well, no, they didn't have that one.
They didn't have the heated parking.
Nope. I was just out there sliding around.
Just like 2 blocks away, uphill both
just
ways,
sliding
in
around.
the snow.
Yeah.
It must have
I
been
got to
tough for the
sled
Green
down.
Bay valet driver up there, during all of that. I'm sure they had that.
They didn't have a valet driver. You think that they took our cars?
There would have been
wash
someone
them?
in Green Bay to volunteer. You wouldn't even had to pay this person to just valet the Packers' cars around.
What we did actually,
Tommy would have done it
on away games. We did have somebody that would, if it was like during the winter, they'd shovel off our cars if it snowed, and they would.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Would
we'd
they
come back.
start 'em?
It was such a good deal.
Was
They'd
the car
start them.
start?
We'd
Yeah.
leave the keys. $50 like they were charging.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was probably clearing, he was clearing a
lot
lot of money.
Yeah, $2,500.
Yeah, he was
like
probably
that.
getting a couple grand every weekend that we'd fly away.
I remember the Bucks used to do that when they were at the
Yeah,
Travelers
and it's like,
Center
it's
because
totally
the parking
worth it.
lot was connected. It was
Yeah.
right there. But still, all your cars were outside. If it
Yeah.
was snowy outside on a January
You're
night,
not paying for parking, so might as well get
I
your
used to
car
see Big
started.
Dog get into his car.
But now, like that was pre everyone having cars that you could like have the app to start them.
Mm-hmm.
So like once guys started getting the app to that they had Wi-Fi on the plane, they could start their car, as we were landing, and it was like, do I actually need to pay that? But we still paid the guy because it was a good service.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Sunday, 3:25 in Phoenix, Arizona. Are they in Phoenix?
No, it's Tempe, right?
It's Tempe?
No,
Okay.
is it Tempe? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Glendale.
Is it Glendale?
Glendale.
Okay,
Glendale.
Yeah.
Glendale sounds
Tempe
right.
is Arizona State.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
Green Bay Packers at Arizona Cardinals. The Green Bay Packers currently lead the NFL in rushing defense, giving up 73 yards a game. They're dominant on the ground, not as dominant through the air, but they're still 5th in the league in total defense. Jeff Hafley yesterday said, I get they're catching a lot of short passes. I get that. But if you don't catch explosive passes, you can't win football games, and they're not doing that against us right now. So as much as we focus on how well they're playing against the run, against the pass, I'd say it's mostly, would you call that like bend but don't break? Like giving up a lot of short passes but not the big plays?
Yeah, that's the mentality. And I mean, again, the only issue with that is like you're just not, you're not creating turnovers.
Right.
I will say, I guess that's where the positive of pressure comes in, is that plays can't develop downfield.
Yep.
So if you do get pressure, they're going to have to check it down or get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
So like I get all of that. It almost like I wish we had a combination of what the defense was last year and what it is this year, where it's just maybe let that quarterback, maybe let some plays develop,
right?
And then we go and get a pick.
You might get burned a little bit more,
exactly.
but then you give your defense a chance to make a play.
I wish. Yeah, it's almost like we're in this little space where we're getting pressure. We're not actually sacking the quarterback all that much.
Yep.
We're not creating turnovers, but we're not giving up anything crazy. So
right.
I don't know what's better. I mean, if they don't let teams score more than 14 to 17 points a game, like you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Absolutely.
So I think we'll take.
You should be okay.
Yeah, I think if you have at the beginning of the season, you say, hey, you're going to be towards the bottom of the league in turnovers, but you're only going to allow teams to score 17 points a game.
Right.
You're like, would you take that? Yes.
I think you are.
They're going to take that every day.
Yeah.
Because you got to expect your offense to be able to go score more than 17 points, score 20 plus points most games, right? With the type of players that this offense has.
He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Fan talking text line. 414-677-1250. Your predictions for the game on Sunday. And I'm going to ask you this, and people can chime in if they want to and answer this question. What would need to go wrong for the Packers to lose this game on Sunday? 7-point favorites in Arizona. We don't know who the quarterback for the Cardinals will be, whether it's Brissett or Kyler Murray. But what would need to go wrong for the Packers for them to I don't want to say give the game away, but I do. I want to give this game away.
Yeah, ever since the Cardinals kind of meltdown, right? And I mean, they've lost 4 games in a row.
Brutal against the Titans.
Yeah, they're just they're in a bad spot, and they don't have as good of a defense. I think their defense is pretty good, but they're not as good as the Browns. But it would literally have to be a Browns-esque type of thing. Yeah, and it's not. It's
Packers
injuries. Mistakes and injuries.
Okay.
Like you'd have to literally lose 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
You'd have to
which right now looks okay for the offensive line.
Yeah, the offensive line looks good. Yeah. You'd have to
think they're going to be healthy.
Yeah, you'd have to lose, a tight end, a receiver. Like I feel like you're going to for something to go poorly out there in the desert. This Packers team would have to be depleted with injury. They'd have to, Jordan Love would have to throw 3 interceptions. It literally would have to be a meltdown of mass proportions. I don't like talking. I don't like saying the words.
No, I know.
Because now I'm like, gosh, like what if this happens now?
We don't like it.
But it would have to be a bigger meltdown than I feel like even the Cleveland Browns game.
Yeah.
Because the Browns defense is elite and is good.
And now the Packers are ready for it.
Yeah.
They may not have had it on their radar that they could lose to a lesser team.
Yeah.
But now certainly that they've had that experience. Dominic Yates, our friend from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, says, tweets Zach Tom and Ryan Wood, our buddy, retweets it. Zach Tom practicing for the 2nd straight day. Good sign for him. McManus is dressed, but likely not kicking today, per Matt LaFleur, but he is expected to be okay for Sunday. But no Devontae Wyatt, no Lucas Van Ness. They did not practice all week long.
Yeah.
How big of an effect? We know we've talked about Wyatt over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Wyatt hasn't been there.
But losing LVN on that pass rush, we know that the pass rush has been good, but teams have used the short pass again against them. What if Lucas Van Ness isn't out there? What can they do to make up for that lack in pass rush?
I'm just going to say it out there. I'm going to throw it out there.
Say it.
The honeymoon period for me is over with Micah Parsons.
Really?
I want to see Micah Parsons just destroy a game.
Okay.
I think it's
3
time.
sacks. Get after it.
Just destroy an offensive game plan. And I think this could be one of those games for him.
Okay.
I think if Jacoby Brissett's back there, Micah Parsons is licking his chops to go and just be disruptive in that backfield as much as possible. And I think with LVN out, it's going to set up a lot more for Micah Parsons to just be that guy that needs to, set the tempo on the edge. Probably not going to line him up, I would think, as much inside.
Okay.
Without LV in there, but you got Enigbare and you got some guys that can fill in. Is Sorrell's is he back playing? Is he?
I think
off injuries?
I think he's playing. Yeah.
I'd like to see some of these young guys. This is one of those games that you try to get a handle on early.
Yeah.
If you're a Packers team, whenever I was up there,
exert your control.
There'd be times let's get control early and let's try to get some of our young guys in some meaningful NFL reps during the regular season. Not that the Cardinals, can't play some good ball, but I think this could be one of those games that the Packers are up 21 points in the first half. And you start seeing some guys.
But then you got to keep after it. You got to keep after it. You can't let them back in. All right, I wanted to talk about Micah Parsons because you mentioned Parsons. And I don't know if you guys talked about this earlier in the week, but I believe there was sound that came out from the locker room where he actually addressed finally the amount of times he's being held.
Yeah.
And that what's going on. And so I agree with you that we need a Micah, as fans, as teammates, as what's his name, Ed Policy and Gutekunst and LaFleur, everybody's waiting for the Parsons game. We all want that, but we also know he's being held half the game. What do you do?
Well, hey, it's to your what you said, right? You got to sell it. So maybe he needs to take a dive.
Okay.
If he's getting held, if somebody's choking him around the neck, let's just go to the ground.
Right. Like, because right now
that's not his mentality.
He's
fighting,
and so he's not getting.
Yeah, and he almost ends up getting himself back in, like allowing them to get back in leverage because he's working so hard to get out of it, which is good on him. Like, I love that he has that mentality, but to kind of what you said that one time, where it's like sometimes you might just have to sell a foul. Like, we might need to see him do a little soccer dive and just kind of, throw himself back. The second that guy puts his arm around his top of his shoulder pads and he's out leveraged, you got to go to the ground. Like, I in my opinion, that's the only way I believe that these refs are going to finally acknowledge that he's getting held, because I do think he works himself back into a legal position at times because he just won't stop. He's relentless. And by the time he starts turning back the corner, that lineman can get back into position.
Well, and part of what's happening to him also is the quick passes. And we've talked about that, and Halfley talked about that. Ryan Wood tweeted this stat. Packers are allowing 5.5 yards per pass.
Yeah.
It's a half yard better than second place Falcons. It would be the best in the NFL since the Jets allowed 5.4 in 2009.
Wow.
In 16 years. And the Jets were the NFL's best defense that year. So to all these, we're kind of speaking circularly around the Packers defense. But if they can keep that up through a whole season, doesn't that in the long run bode well for this team?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, those are stats, again, that Halfley addressed it. Don't give up the big plays. Like, keep everything in front of you. Run to the ball. Tackle well. Like, I think that's like the biggest thing in Dallas. Like, when they had 40 points scored on them, it kind of got weird at halftime. Like, Dallas kind of got a spark.
Wyatt got hurt.
And then they didn't tackle well. And that was the difference, right? So when this team is keeping everything in front of them, keeping those short passes, not letting the things develop, and then they're flying to the football, they will be tough to beat. And then I think it's finishing strong, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's across the board with this team is finish on offense, finish on defense. The Packers' stats in the first three quarters on defense, on scoring, is ridiculous.
Right.
And then they're worse than the NFL
in
the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
they're giving up 12 points a game in the fourth quarter, which, like, would you rather them give up 12 in the first? No. But maybe just divvy that out a little bit.
Right.
I think we'd feel a little bit better about it because they're still only giving up 17 points a game. They're doing all right.
Yeah, figure something out in the fourth quarter there. And then finally, he's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles. We're at the Verizon store in Brookfield on Blue Mountain Road. Mason's here now. Clay Matthews potentially on his way.
Okay, nice.
So I don't have confirmation on that, but I know his ETA
Tommy's
was
not driving him.
1:30 or so. I would assume Tommy would have been the limo driver there. But also, Matt Schneiderman tweeting out, this time last week, LaFleur was asked about Christian Watson, and he said Christian Watson will not play against the Bengals. At today's press conference, he answered, we'll see how he gets through today.
Interesting.
So a little more. I mean, I would still lean toward Christian Watson not playing and coming back next week, but LaFleur left open that possibility that Christian Watson, we all know, I think we know, and Andy Herman, we had Andy Herman on the morning show this morning. He said, listen, if week one this year had been a playoff game, Watson probably could have played.
Yeah,
now you don't want to rush him back. We saw what happened last year when you rushed him back. So they're being careful with him, but if he's not 100%, he's got to be in the 90s. Like, he's got to be ready to go.
Yeah, I worry about that Arizona field. It's firm, it's fast.
Well, and weird things happen when the Packers, and we all know the playoff games, the Jeff Janis game, the missing Greg Jennings, and then the face mask that wasn't called game. Weird things happen when the Packers go to Arizona.
Yeah, I don't like the vibe of going to the desert. There's something about the desert that just brings out some weird things. So I would say if they feel fine going into this game that you can go get a win and Christian Watson can have one more week, I'm saying hold him out, let him come back. Like, let the storylines be that Christian Watson's playing against the Steelers, against Aaron Rodgers, I love all of that, and let's let that build up and just let him have another week of just good work on the practice field.
Real quick, I'm going to switch gears. Andy Brady's going to join us. The Chief Awesome Officer from Verizon is going to join us in just a few minutes here at the Verizon store. But 262 writes in on the Nikolai Law fan talking text line. Wow, Thunder isn't a fan of his Badgers anymore. Have the Badgers become a car crash where we're just like, we want to see, nobody wants to see a car crash, but everybody watches the car crash.
Yeah.
Like everybody rubbernecks the car crash. Are we like, I don't want to see the Badgers lose 62-0, but I kind of want to see the Badgers lose 62-0.
That is
like it's so crazy. I love the Badgers, but they're such a mess that I just want to, I'm here for the chaos. You said it.
You want to be a chaos factory. I'm fine with that.
The Mason Crosby show is here for the chaos.
Yeah, be a chaos factory. Just let this thing get wild. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Fickell can get up in front of the media anymore,
right?
And like just say the same things, right? Like, don't blame these student athletes. I saw something on that.
Yeah.
It's like, don't blame these kids. Like, all this stuff. Like, don't put it on. And it was like, well, like, these kids are getting paid now. Like, you might not be paying them enough. Like, you might not be going and like doing the NIL space enough, but a lot of them are getting paid. So maybe we should blame some of the student athletes for what's going on the field as well. Like, it's not only Fickell. And who did we ask? That was Banstra.
Andrew,
right? I think Andrew.
Who's now the sports director.
Yeah,
we learned
right?
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fancy,
so I was actually talking to Brian Lammy this morning, and I guess they like Banstra. He was talking about that show where they used to have Badgers football players on weekly, and that's Lammy runs that show, produces that. And he was like, "Yeah, they won't let us have any like the football." So they're interviewing women's volleyball players now because that's, I guess, the best sport going on in.
They're nationally ranked. They're awesome.
Wisconsin.
They
do have Joe Thomas coming on next week.
They got to have a little more feel with Luke Fickell right now as he keeps tweeting out guys' birthdays every day now as well.
Happy birthday!
He's like, happy birthday to this bench warmer, whoever it is.
We're good.
Who's that?
Luke Fickell on his Twitter will tweet out when it's and it's like the last week.
His assistant.
Last week though, it's like 8 different birthdays have happened, and
he's trying to humanize it down there. He's trying to
he's grasping the straws.
It's Human Wednesday every day for Luke.
I got a buddy out in Seattle telling me about how they have a Wisconsin. He's going to this high school football game, covering it this week, and there's a Wisconsin commit on the other team. And I just had to tell him, like, he won't be a commit like
He'll never
2
play.
weeks. No, there's no way. What? When the new guy comes in, all these recruits are gone, and there's no shot he plays for them next year. No shot.
Man.
And I hate it because, I mean, what's the likelihood that this team is not good, like it's bad again next year? Like, if you change coaching staff,
the schedule next year is extremely favorable for Wisconsin. They avoid Oregon, they avoid Ohio State, they have to play Penn State. But other than that, there's nothing else crazy. And Penn State's a dumpster fire right now, too.
Yeah, they are.
I actually think that.
And James Franklin will be the coach of the Badgers.
That would be awesome.
Or Mike McCarthy.
Did you see James Franklin is going to be on College Game Day this week or something like that?
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
Is that how he's hedging that? Because in his contract, they said he has to be like looking for work or
brutal.
Like seeking out other opportunities. So he's just going to go on all these one-off appearances. Like, they wouldn't pay me. Like,
next week he'll be on the Mason Crosby show.
Y'all just have to keep paying me my salary.
We should get James Franklin on a weekly show and get him
a
job.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll give him $15 an hour. No big deal.
That's what they give everyone else here. So.
That's what honestly. Yeah, no comment. The Mason Crosby Show is presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We are at the Verizon store in Brookfield on Blue Mound Road. Mason Crosby's here. Clay Matthews on his way. Tommy's live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. When we come back, Andy Brady, Chief Awesome Officer, he's going to make his Packers pick. We will share our picks with him. We'll see who does better. He wants to make like wagers and stuff. So you know what, Andy? You want some? Come get some. That's what I have to say about that. I'm Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. He is Mason Crosby. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
I was waiting for some.
Yeah, this is
some lyrics
banger right here.
No lyrics on.
Yeah.
I was like,
no, I can listen to this one all day. sorry, YouTube, we're listening to this one. I was thinking about me, thinking about us, what we gonna be. Open my eyes. It was only. Tommy, you are the worst. You are so mean. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We are at the Verizon store in Brookfield. It is packed, SRO, standing room only. I don't have it from the Brewers yet, Tommy, but I am seeing on Twitter that Quintana is expected to start tonight for our Milwaukee Brewers. Do you have that? Can you, as the host of the leadoff show, can you corroborate that information?
I will say that I trust what Kurt Hogue and Adam McCalvey decide to post before I trust a lot of other people. So if Quintana,
I assume they are in with Murph now.
Yeah, they are. And they are in Los Angeles as well. So So
as is Dario, as is friend of the show Dario Melendez. He is in LA. I know he just posted it as well. So it's got to be.
It's got to be real.
Yeah, it's got to be. So Jose Quintana, who pitched great at Wrigley.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Admitted, talked about it a couple days ago that he could have gone longer.
Yeah,
he had. He's veteran savvy. He knows what he's doing. In the NLCS last year, he did give up a leadoff home run to Ohtani.
Yeah,
as a member of the Mets when the Dodgers cut through the Mets like butter last year in the NLCS.
It's crazy that you have a guy with pitching experience in the championship series and you don't use him until you're down 3 games. Like, that not a little ridiculous?
It's a little surprising.
And again,
it's a little surprising.
We've talked
like if
about
he's
this,
healthy and good, like why did they not throw him out there?
Well, and we've talked about this the whole postseason. Like, I will go back and I will die on this hill. And we have no way to prove this or not. But if Freddie goes in game 1 against the Cubs and Quinn goes in game 2 against the Cubs and Quintana goes in game 3 against the Cubs, I think it's a sweep. I know they went bullpen game in game 2, and I know it worked, but they still did give up Ashby did give up a 3-run homer in that first inning. Yeah. Like, that didn't exactly work with the opener
explain to me,
Ashby.
Like, explain to me why.
And pitching Priester at Wrigley, like, why wouldn't you pitch Priester at home? And Quintana, who knows Wrigley, who was a Cub, why wouldn't you have him do that? So then you have it all set up for the championship series.
Why all of a sudden you go all regular season, all 162, and you have a system of doing things, and then in the postseason, all of a sudden, like we didn't see these bullpen games like all year. Like,
now, we saw Ashby open for Priester,
sure,
but we didn't see bullpen.
But it
games,
wasn't just like, I mean, that's 162 games, and you're rolling with a starting pitcher. And you get your every 5 days, the same guy. Like, I felt like we could almost just nail it on the head all summer long. It was just like, here's our rotation. These guys are coming out all the, every game that they're expected to pitch. So why did that change during the postseason?
Like, what do you think the mindset was? Coaching scared a little bit?
Just trying to guess too much, like trying to predict what's going to happen.
Being too cute.
I just think the Dodgers putting out their studs in those first 3 games.
For them, they can. The Dodgers are a different animal.
But I mean, the Brewers could have put out some, some of their starters. They could have put Quintana out there.
They absolutely could have. All right, you guys jumping in? You guys want to jump in right now?
Oh, my goodness.
All right, so Andy, you sit here. Clay, you're going to go over to the other side. There's a chair.
Oh, man.
We got to turn the mics on, make sure this is working.
We got Clay Matthews in the house.
Yeah. Well, I got to make sure we're all plugged in.
Got him off the farm.
This will be we're doing this on the fly here.
On the fly. Yep. These are yours if you want. She is such a nice
There you go. Yeah. Or however you want. Yep. Yeah. This is fantastic. How this is live radio. Give me a check. 1, 2, 3. No, I got nothing there. Okay. All right. They're gonna keep going. Keep going, Andy. Andy, go a little more.
I don't know why.
All right, I hear Andy. And I should hear Clay now. Clay,
give me 1, 2, 3. If you're watching on YouTube, we got Clay. We got Clay here. I'll move over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Pitch Perfect 2, Clay Matthews.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. Can you guys hear me?
You can't hear anything, but we can hear you.
Good,
yes.
Bill.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah, you're doing great. How's it going, Clay?
Hey, it's going very well.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
I just flew in today. You got me off the farm like you alluded
I know.
and,
planting trees, what do you got? Pecans, you got walnuts,
chestnuts, big chestnut guy.
Big chestnut guy,
reintroducing the chestnut for those who care.
bringing them back to Tennessee.
I am.
Well, nice. So what's going on here with you and Verizon? Like, what are you doing? I know you were at the station doing some promos.
Yeah. Well,
so how's this partnership going?
We've obviously brought out an amazing crowd here.
Yeah.
I know our viewers, your listeners can't see this, but no. Listen. First off, I've been with Verizon ever since I was 16 years old, and I got my first cell phone. So I have not broken.
Humble brag.
It's just the truth of the matter. So my dad used to go in, got the 5 accounts on the family plan, and so now I got to grow up and whatnot. But no, obviously, I got to grow up a little bit. I try not to though. But
join the club.
Yeah. Well, listen, Verizon's doing a bunch of amazing things, and especially with having me come out here, and I'm going to let Andy speak on a few of these things because he can touch on them better. But I know with this T-Mobile acquisition of U.S. Cellular, there's about 18 months of transition. And as you know, and I know too, with our time with the Packers coming to an end, transition can be tough, and ultimately, we're encouraging everybody in Wisconsin, not just around the city of Milwaukee, but, rural communities as well, where Verizon has just dedicated so much time and service and infrastructure to, bringing them into the family is all. So, and not only that, with Verizon just being one of the best, if not the best carrier, it's what their initiatives are doing as well, as far as giving back to veteran debt relief as well. So for every Packers victory, they're giving $100,000. Is it up to $1 million? Are we going over $1 million? I don't
want. If we've got to go back into the piggy bank, I'm willing to do that.
Okay, you hear that? So listen, we want Packers wins every week. So they're doing great things in the community. They're doing great things for our veterans. And on top of that, they're providing a service, a product that we all love, appreciate, that's reliable. So, I'm here on their behalf. I'm here for you, and I'm here to, celebrate with the fans of Wisconsin.
Right. Yeah, well, they showed up for you, so I've just been trying to, get them ready for your arrival here.
Stuff. I love it. Well, they're fired up.
They're ready to roll.
I got a couple football questions, and then we're going to get to Andy. Mason, what was your reaction when Rashard Mendenhall fumbled? Not. We'll get to Clay, but what was it like?
I knew we were winning the game at that point. Yeah, that was the moment. It's Clay Matthews and Coach Green and Kevin Green and make a play.
I tell you what, I watched that clip. Maybe they always play it like February 4th, whenever the Super Bowl was every year, and they played it. And man, I'm telling you what, it almost brings me. It gets me emotional because as I get older and I reflect back on that, what it means. I was only in my second year at the time, just assuming we were going to play in the Super Bowl after Super Bowl.
Exactly.
As fans, we assumed that too, but happens.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool, memorable play. I'm glad we were able to make a play at that time and go on to win the Super Bowl, our last Super Bowl here in Green Bay.
So what do you remember about that play? Like, what did you read? What did you see? Did you know, obviously you and Kevin had that moment, but how did you know that was coming?
Listen, that was all film review. That was all study. In fact, Kevin was the one who put that up on the board. Hey, if they do X, Y, the U's off, and I think it was one of their offensive tackles, one of their big boys or D tackles in the backfield, they're going to run this play. So that's why my pre-snap recognition, if you hear me in some of these clips, they're looking at me. Then I back off the line. You hear me tell Pickett to spill it, and then I'm scraping over the top, and I was fortunate and lucky that we were able to jar that ball loose, not just the TFL, but to turn the ball over.
Because they were starting, momentum was kind of.
It was in their favor. It was in their favor. It wasn't looking good for us.
They thought they were going to control the ball for the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was shifting.
For sure.
Yep. All right, let's go to Andy Brady, the Chief Awesome Officer. What is it? I think you're the Chief
making
Awesome
up names.
I know. I make up names for everybody.
I feel good about it, actually.
Yeah, it's. Listen,
anytime
awesome.
you have awesome in the name,
right? Exactly.
Seriously.
All right, so Andy, tell us a little bit about the partnership with Clay, and from your perspective, how it's all come together.
Well, certainly, when you think about Packer legends, you got 2 of them on the radio here with us right now.
Yeah,
you got the leading scorer in Packer history.
That's right. Yeah.
You got the leading sack man of in Packer history. You can't get any better than that. But more importantly, as the official sponsor of the Green Bay Packers, we want to associate ourselves with people who are successful.
Yep.
And just like how in the state of Wisconsin, we've spent $1 billion with a B, $1 billion, making the network the best network that's out there. We cover every.
I'm on it right now.
I know you are, and I think you have actually been here longer than Clay has.
I was wondering because
how old are you?
How old are you? So I'm 49, and I've been here since I was 23. So I've been here for 26 years.
Okay,
he actually is doing math right now. He took his shoes off.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
All right, so you've been
I got
for
it when
20,
I was 16.
Right. So I've
gotcha by 3.
Okay, but we've both been since we got cell phones. Like I didn't get a cell phone before I was 23. Like
but here's just so we're on the same page.
I'm old.
We're going to provide great network coverage for both you, whether you're
whether you're
old, whether
you're old or young,
you're mature or
whether you are an NFL sack master,
mature, less mature, is that what
I'll take that. I'll take that.
You know, coaching his youth softball teams.
Even better, I'll tell you what. You know how like you guys had a swagger. There's a certain swagger Verizon has right now. We've been doing a lot of good things in the community.
Yeah.
We cover everywhere.
Yep.
Right. So we've got everyone covered. More importantly, anyone that wants to bring their bill in with AT&T, with T-Mobile, or USA, we will match or beat the price today.
Love it.
We will do that.
Did you hear that,
going forward? So there is zero reason.
Price matching.
If we've got every single, if we spend $1 billion on the network, we've got the best network in the state of Wisconsin, and we've got the best price, and we sponsor the Packers, and we're Packer legends talking about it. Why wouldn't you?
I love the new Verizon TV commercials where they come in with the TV and like I want that TV.
Yeah,
y'all aren't as good as Verizon.
It doesn't work that way exactly. Yeah,
there's a couple memorable ones. There's one with a mouth on the chest too.
That was
a little weird.
Was that your idea?
It's a memorable.
It's great.
Oh, it's memorable.
It's memorable.
It's memorable. That's what that matters.
That's right.
The millions of people listening at home right now are really realizing that they've seen it too.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know how much you're allowed to talk about it, but there is some chaos with some of the other companies right now, and I know that's part of your ad campaign right now, with the price matching and stuff like that. You know, it's when you talk about that swagger, it's not just because there's chaos going on with some of the other companies, but it's because you do the right things. You're involved in the communities you're in. You know, you talked about the money for the sacks and for that thing, but you're also so involved with our veterans and so involved in so many different initiatives in our community.
I think we've talked about this 3 or 4 times now.
Yep.
And it's so wonderful. We were talking to Clay on the way over here. We were talking about all the wins, all the 6 teams that we're doing here.
Yeah.
The $22 million that we have committed to. That's just a guarantee commitment. We've got probably a little bit more in the coffer from that point. But just think about all the people that we have helped just as a result of a game that we love to watch, we love to play, we love to talk about.
Yep.
And then you take that and then help people who create the environment for us to do that in this world. It's wonderful. So far, I think we talked. We were at 2 million leading into the season that we've given in the state of Wisconsin, and now we're another 300,000. If we go 11 wins,
12.
It's just who we
13?
got. We got Arizona this
Arizona,
weekend.
yeah.
Arizona. Okay, that's guaranteed.
Although
Get your checkbook ready.
We talked about it.
Checkbook ready.
Weird things happen in Arizona.
I know
They
the
do.
desert is
Arizona.
weird.
Yes,
Jeff Janis had a career in Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona.
That one still didn't work out for us.
Exactly. Larry
should have
Fitzgerald
gone for 2 in overtime. So at the end of regulation.
you know, we've done.
I know. Honestly, when I was like sent out there to kick the extra point,
what
what are we doing?
Why didn't you veto
just-
Big Mike?
I should have. I should just like nope. I'm
Yeah,
not doing it.
A-Rod, go finish this off. Let's go
You
home.
have audible the
Why
pitch
couldn't-
to you.
Yeah, why couldn't Aaron at that point be like defiant and go out and like do something?
Yeah,
Come
he's
on.
defiant enough other times.
I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is.
Oh.
I'm going to put $100,000 that when Green Bay wins, we're going to give that to veterans this weekend.
I love that.
This
Right.
weekend.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
weekend.
Let's do it. Let's
This
do it.
I love it.
That's
Let's
awesome.
do it.
That's awesome.
So
Clay,
is that your
you don't
pick
want
then?
to? Oh,
We're going to
you
get
don't
to
really
the
want
picks.
to grow up.
I'm prepared.
I don't want to what?
Like grow
Grow up.
up. When
I
I
think
grow
I have
up,
grown up.
I want to be Andy.
Yeah, and he's
Right?
got it made.
Well,
Look at him.
Yeah, I mean, I want
Looks
to.
good, dressed nice.
Yeah.
Hey, your brew
Feeling
crew,
good.
by the way. Yikes.
Whoa. All right,
Yikes.
so this is a question we had at the station yesterday.
Yikes.
Were we gonna avoid the baseball conversation because we all know where you grew up?
Listen,
Where do your loyalties? Where
my
are your
2
loyalties?
favorite teams, the LA Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers. When
Okay,
I moved
all
in
right.
2009, when I
Yep.
relocated
There you
to
go.
great Northeast Wisconsin, Green Bay,
Yes.
I had to pick a team, and
Yep.
and Brewers, Christian
You're adopted
Yelich,
the Brewer-
he grew up. We
Yeah, he's
trained,
from LA too. Yeah.
right. We trained out there, but man, nobody jumps on the bandwagon faster than me when the Dodgers hit the playoffs. So
but you also grew up like it's real.
I grew up.
Yeah, that's a real. That's a
Hideo
real
Nomo, Mike Piazza, even Manny Wood. I mean, you go through it. I watched them, and obviously, it's a lot when you're playing. It's much more difficult to watch them. But I've been a Dodgers fan. I knew this was going to be a topic of conversation. I was going to keep mum, but I also like to talk when my teams are winning.
When they're winning,
and they're looking good.
They can just, like we were talking about this earlier, they can just sit pretty much their star pitchers all season long, still get 90 wins, and then just roll them out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing about the salary cap and not having one,
it was ridiculous.
It is. But join the winning side is all.
But I mean, I guess they have Ohtani going tonight, so that should be easy for everybody.
Yeah,
just a nice easy game for the Brewers.
Yeah. So Clay, as you're here and you're back in Wisconsin, and you see a lot of Clay jerseys and stuff like that. What's your message to Packers fans? Like, what do you miss about Wisconsin? What do you not? I'm guessing weather is something you don't necessarily miss, but tell us a little bit about what you miss about Wisconsin.
I mean, that's a loaded question right there. I mean, I had 2 of my 3 children were born out here. I know it's similar sentiment with Mason. And even though Mason and myself aren't from Wisconsin, I think we view ourselves as Wisconsinites.
Sure.
I think
we
represent this kind of blue collar mentality.
Hey, do these guys represent Wisconsin or what?
Hey, the hair might say Southern California, but everything else is Wisconsin.
That's
so
right.
No, I love it. I mean, just there's so many things. Such a loaded question, like I said, but just the way my family was treated, the accessibility. Especially now living where I live, the traffic. I mean, like which you don't have to deal with out here, maybe in Milwaukee, but
Nashville's a mess.
But yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I love Wisconsin. I love when I can get back here. I was just texting a buddy of mine who lives on the Mississippi in West Wisconsin, asking him how the Bucks are looking. The Bucks being the actual deer hunting season, not the basketball team, how they're looking.
That's fair.
What are we hunting? What are we hunting? So I'm all about it.
Awesome. Well, Clay, Andy, we're going to come back. We just got a quick segment when we come back, so we're going to take a break. We'll have you guys come back. We'll make our official Packers score predictions for this week, and then and so everybody, Andy Brady from Verizon, Clay Matthews from Pitch Perfect 2. Clay Matthews from the Green Bay Packers. Super Bowl champion, that's right.
I like that.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of, again, our Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nelles.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Ooh, the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network sounds nice.
Doesn't it?
Yes, this is Mason Crosby Show, and this is my Extra Points, but we will continue rolling with my good buddy, former teammate Clay Matthews, Andy Brady, president of Great Lakes, Wisconsin, Verizon,
The Midwest.
You got a couple keywords, right?
What is,
Are all the Great Lakes in Wisconsin?
not CEO. Yeah.
Not CEO. CAO.
CAO.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll keep this thing rolling. And obviously Clay was saying that he's rooting for the Dodgers. I know we all love Clay, but you can hate him for that.
That's true.
But yeah, what do you think? What do you think of this Brewers season otherwise? Because you also said being up here, you're a Brewers fan.
Yeah. When I was drafted in 2009, I had to be a de facto Bucks and Brewers fan. And they, in the 10 years I was here, and even after, they found some success. I was mentioning my relationship with Christian Yelich, having, with Christian, having grown up in Southern California. We trained together in the off season. Awesome dude. Pulling for him. But, I grew up watching the Dodgers, Hideo Nomo, Mike Piazza, even Manny Ramirez later on. So I jumped back on the bandwagon for the playoffs. But no, Brewers have looked remarkable this year. Did they set a franchise record for most wins? Is that what they did? Which is just remarkable.
Awesome.
I mean, it shows hopefully the ascension of this team. But they've been good for some time now. It's just kind of getting over the hump. And unfortunately, I mean, we could get into the weeds in this one as far as salary cap and luxury tax and everything that goes along. But the Dodgers are tough. They're tough to beat, and hopefully they can. I mean, I hate to say it out here in Wisconsin, but hopefully they can get it done and win the whole thing again.
Well, we also yesterday made our picks for the games, and I know Andy Brady always, he sends us his picks every week. We get a text, so we'll go into this Packers versus Cardinals game with our picks and what we think. We did it yesterday when the line was 6.5, so
it's up to 7.
Yeah, we'll keep it at 6.5. Yeah, we'll keep it at 6.5 because we made them yesterday.
Packers all day.
Okay.
We're going to go -6.5. We have Marvin Harrison's a little bit injured right now.
Yes, he is.
So this is the work that we were talking about, the pre-work I put in with Marvin Harrison's injury and the defense playing so solid. I got the Packers and the points. Give me the Packers
all day.
$100,000
and $100,000 for the bets for the debt relief.
I like the points as well. I see. Here's what I'd like, though. Here's what I'd like. I know you're limited on time. I'm sorry. I'd like to talk, but ultimately, I just want to see the Packers finish off an inferior opponent in convincing fashion. Is all. I know they're going to win. I think they'll win by 10. Is Jacoby Brissett, is he starting? Kyler Murray, I'm not sure about that, but that's neither here nor there. The Packers are a better team. They should win this thing dominantly. They should cover the spread. They should win this game. We should feel good about them moving forward into the game versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers led Steelers. That'll be for next week.
That's next week. Real quick, Notre Dame is hosting USC.
Oh,
we got to ask you about that. Notre Dame's favored by 9.5 in this.
That's wild. Give me SC on the points. I'm really thinking that SC can pull this off, but at least give me the points. South Bend's a tough place to play, especially lately for the Trojans. But give me them. Give me the Trojans all day.
And Andy, you're a Notre Dame. Notre Dame's in the network, right?
Well, so as the official sponsor of Notre Dame Athletics, I feel confident that Notre Dame theoretically should win, but I'm going to take USC in the points.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
That was nice. That was
client.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Well, let's say, guys, it was awesome y'all coming by and hanging out. I guess we still got a few more minutes.
We got a couple more minutes.
I mean, you were writing it on your thing.
Let's talk about A-Rod real quick. How about that showing last night?
Well, how about him getting beat up? How do you think he feels about it?
I hated that by his lineman. That was probably some dumb stuff Bakhtiari would have done.
What do you think he's saying?
He's 42 years old, arthritic knees, barely moving around in the pocket, and he just, what are you doing tackling me? I actually was like, hey, I side with Aaron.
What were they doing?
I don't know. And 77 just had the holding call to play before, and then he's like this with them. Also, there's 2:22 left.
Yeah,
but there's plenty of time.
A lot of time.
I'm fired up about this.
Yeah.
But Aaron looked great. I'm excited to watch that matchup in Pittsburgh next week if they can shore up their defense. I'd love to see that just to make it a close game, but it'll be fun. I'm excited for it.
What do you think? We were talking about Christian Watson. He's coming back from injury. if you were in the position to like, would you hold him and like have that storyline, have that coming, like him coming back from injury, going to play against Aaron and all that, or would you try to get him some reps going into this Arizona game?
I mean, listen, if
he's healthy,
if he's ready, I don't know when the bye week, if they've already had it.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I don't follow him that well. When he's ready, I don't know when that is. I'm not in the medical tent, but when he's ready. But obviously having him out there makes the team better. Jordan Love's been able to spread it out to everybody. Remarkable.
Did you ever come back from injury a little too early?
Always. I always came back from injury.
You knew the answer to that.
Yeah.
I'm still injured now.
Just still injured.
Getting out of this chair, I might throw my back out.
Clay's like, I know they don't know what they're talking about. These doctors, like, I know my body.
Hey, that was back in the day where
we were
they gave you the smelling salts and all that good stuff.
All right. Well, Clay Matthews, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here with the fans.
I appreciate it. No, thank you.
There's obviously a lot of love in the room for you, so you deserve it. Thank you so much. Andy, thank you for everything that Verizon's doing in our community, helping people out, helping our veterans, helping people in need, and keep up the great work.
Well, thank you very much. Anyone out there listening, all of you guys out there, please come on down to the Verizon store. Might not be enough time to meet the Packer legends today, but at the end of the day, come on in. We will beat any price that's out there. More importantly, we'll give the best network in the state of Wisconsin as the official sponsor of the Green Bay Packers. Anything else I could say that gets people to get riled up about Verizon?
I think that's
come
good.
on in.
Mason, awesome week, man.
Awesome week. Let's give Verizon $100,000 to veteran debt relief with a Packers win. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon,
the official
5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Let's go.